Another black eye for Facebook. The social networking giant has reportedly revealed the sexual orientation of some users to advertisers. Researchers discovered that targeted ads are sent to accounts of people who have described themselves as gay or straight. Now that means a person who wants to keep their private life private may be actually sharing it. And just last week, we learned some of the most popular apps on Facebook were leaking users' information to advertisers. Technology expert Katie Linendahl joins us now with some ways to protect yourself. Katie, thanks for being with us.
Thank you. It's like deja vu. We're always talking about Facebook and privacy.
Exactly. All right, so let's get to the bottom of this. Yes. How is this information being used and sold?
The big one was last week when we started learning that third-party applications, and I want you to hear the names, the Mafia Wars, the quizzes, the causes,
right?
Farmville, which is huge. Third-party applications, even if you're not on them, you know, somebody you might know is most likely on them.
Because you get those requests all the time.
All the time. Can you water my crops? Can you give me strawberries? We've all seen them 1,000 times. These third-party applications, they can access your data that you've made public in your profile, but they cannot take that data and sell it to a fourth party. However, that's what we're finding was happening.
So they even if you didn't say, yes, I want to participate, I want to play that Mafia Wars or be a part of Farmville, even if you just ignored that, they still can access your information.
Yeah, what's really interesting is if you're not playing that game, that third-party app, but one of your friends is, they can still tap into your account if your privacy settings aren't set to the strictest applications. So it's so important. The bottom line here is to go into your privacy settings and making sure third-party applications cannot access your data.
That is very key, those privacy settings, because we're also learning that some people who have, shared their sexual orientation and whatnot, just with their circle of friends, advertisers are actually getting that information and targeting them with certain ads, right?
Yeah, and let's discuss this because this is new information, and again, another black eye, as you said, for Facebook. So what we're finding is, okay, say you make your you publicly make your sexual orientation out there. You say, I'm bi, I'm gay, I'm straight. Okay, you put it out there and you make it public. Well, what they're seeing is that advertisers are then targeting people based on their sexual orientation. Now, for some people, that's like, whoa, I didn't know I was sharing that data. Right. But again, the onus is kind of on you as a Facebook user. If you don't want the world to see it, don't put it out there. And I think your sexual orientation kind of also ties in with your religious views. If these are things you never want anybody knowing, keep them private. It's so important.
Yeah, but if you're on Facebook, just by the sheer fact of being on Facebook or any of these social media sites, aren't you assuming to some extent that you're putting that information out there? Whatever you put on there is something that someone is going to see, and possibly advertisers could be one of those people.
Yes. If I had $1 for every time I said, if you don't want the world to see it, don't publish it, I'd be rich.
So the simple, I guess, answer to all of this is change your privacy setting. Is it that simple, or are there certain little techniques within changing that a lot of people really miss? They don't really understand how to utilize it to the fullest degree.
Well, I think what's frustrating is, first off, the laws are not caught up to digital privacy. And Facebook, as I always say, is kind of running this edge. They can keep getting in trouble, and when we come at them with these things, oh my gosh, we discovered something new, they can just say, oh my bad, sorry about that.
We fixed
so
it.
They're a very edgy company. But at the same time, as a user, a lot of people aren't very tech savvy.
Exactly.
And it's not fair. And this is very confusing to them.
So break it down very simply. What can you do to protect yourself on those privacy settings?
Take 2 minutes out of your day. I mean, a lot of people, if you're on Facebook, you're on it for quite a while. Go into your account settings. It's in the upper right. Go to account settings and then go to privacy settings. Go in there and make sure there are no third-party applications. It's just one little box that can access your data. If you have that box checked and you say, no, nobody can get into my information, you're good.
It's that simple.
It's that simple. And don't also go into your other privacy settings. They've actually made it a little simpler. I will give them that. Go into your other privacy settings and just don't share anything. Share it with friends only. It's so important.
Well, some people think they're doing that, but they haven't checked that box, and so essentially
go through it. Go through it 3 times.
Yes, protect yourself, folks. Kate, this is very good information.
And we'll probably hear more in the next few weeks. I swear it's always something.
Always is. Katie Linendahl, thank you so much.